Good to see you Monday. Congratulations, you've made it to Monday. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 questions you need to ask yourself every Monday. 5 questions you need to ask yourself every Monday. First, I want to say thank you to Sean Sweet. I want to say thank you to Esther Moreno. I want to say thank you to Amber Pike for filling in as guest hosts while Beth and I and our family were on vacation in South Carolina. Thank you for taking care of the coffee chat for me in my absence. Good morning, friends. Hope everybody is doing well. We are days away from Global Kidmin Day, August the 8th, 5 days away, which seems crazy. It seems like yesterday we were 5 months away and we had churches signing up. Global Kidmin Day. Go check it out. Global Kidmin, KIDMIN, day.com. While it was originally supposed to happen on Saturday morning, August 8th, at local churches around the globe, because of this pandemic, we have changed that. We do have some churches that are still going to do it. Attempt to do an on-site event this Saturday. Several others are doing virtual options. Some are even choosing a later date. There are all kinds of options for you. Please go check out globalkidminday.com. Andy, jump on here with me quick. Andy is behind the scenes doing the production of a lot of the stuff that you see us putting out here at Kids Matter, including the daily coffee chat. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning.
All right, what you got to share?
Well, probably not what you were expecting, but hey, everybody.
Okay.
Today is Ryan Frank's birthday.
That is not why I brought Andy on the screen.
No, but you never know what you're
on
going
the
to get.
spot, trying to trip him up.
Yeah, you had this coming.
Thank you for that birthday wish.
What is this, 49, right?
45.
45.
You'll be up there with me one of these days, Andy, and you'll start feeling it.
Wow. I'd like to get back to where you are, considering I'm 2 years older.
You are, aren't you?
I am.
So in my absence, Andy, we had some good coffee chats.
We did. Had some very good stuff. Very informative things. Had some good visits. Had some great hosts.
Yeah.
But we almost didn't need you back.
Almost. I'm glad you said almost. Make me feeling better.
Well, I mean, if we'd have had 5 days of Esther, we probably never would have gotten you back. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've got Andy, we've got a great lineup for this week. Today it's just me. Today I want to talk to you about 5 questions you need to ask yourself every Monday. Tomorrow we're going to hear from Cal Otis. Cal is a children's pastor who I first met up in the Chicagoland area. She's going to talk about, she's really passionate, Andy, about connecting the scripture to where kids are at developmentally, even with their brain, for even starting when they're babies in the nursery, all the way up through high school, going into college. It's going to be a really fascinating conversation tomorrow on the coffee chat. Wednesday, we're going to hear from Julie Heath. Julie Heath is a children's ministry expert. She is one of our speakers at Kidmin Nation MegaCon. She also works for CTA, who they have rebranded. They were Christian Tools of Affirmation, and they just went through a rebrand a month or 2 ago, and their new name is slipping me. Maybe, Andy, you can find it while I'm talking here.
Oh, that's why you brought me on.
That is. If you get to Google Christian Tools of Affirmation, it'll take you to their website, and you'll see what CTA stands for something else now. I don't know, Andy, did you know that CTA, for years, CTA is where they service so much, what I call, and I don't mean this putting them down, but the Jesus junk that like your church buys for Father's Day gifts or Mother's Day gifts or Veterans Day, the little bookmarks, the lapel pins, the coffee mugs. I was at their ministry headquarters a while back, and their warehouse full of all this stuff. I'm like, man, we bought a lot of this for our church. They used to be, before they were Christian Tools of Affirmation, CTA used to stand for, if I remember right, Christian Teachers Association or something like that.
Yeah, well, as I pull up their website now, it is CTA Christ to All.
That's it, Christ to All. Christ to All. They've got a new logo, new brand. I'll probably talk with Julie Heath about that some on Wednesday. On Thursday, two guests in the hopper. Carl Bastian from Kidology
Oh, wow.
and David Laughlin. It's going to be it's going to be a good one Thursday.
Yeah. That's must see webcast.
Must see webcast. That doesn't rhyme.
I'm on the fly, man. It's
All
on
right.
the fly.
Friday, Lori Bethran. Lori is the children's pastor at Lakewood Church, the largest church in America. I've known Lori for a long, long time, and I've asked her to join me in the coffee chat Friday. We got a good.
This will be Lori's second time in the coffee
That's
chat.
right.
She's been here before, so return guest. Good deal.
That'd be a good one. Andy, thanks for all your hard work.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
You believe we're 5 days away from Global Kidmin Day?
Amazing. The time has gone so fast as we probably should have expected, but wow, really fun. It's been really fun to see this thing kind of come from its, just its infancy, just a vision that you and Beth had, and then sharing that with us here in the office, and then just seeing it grow and grow and grow, and now just looking at the map and looking at different things and how it has truly become global.
It's truly become global. I got an email from a friend in China who reminded me that he has signed up for Global Kidmin Day, and several of their underground churches are participating.
Wow.
And I forgot about that. Yeah, churches from right here next door, literally. I don't know if you saw any the other day, Upland, Indiana, Upland Community Church, a stone throw away from Kids Matter HQ, all the way over to China and everywhere in between.
Yep, home of Taylor University to China to all around the world. So hey, this is just the start. This is just year one. Think of what year two,
that's true.
Year 3, 4, 5 can be.
That's
amazing.
Still time to get signed up, friends. Go to globalkidminday.com. This is not a simulcast. It doesn't happen live. This is all pre-recorded. It's a video that as soon as you sign up now, you more than likely within the same business day or the next business day, you'll get an email with the download link. Andy, hundreds of churches I know have received this download link, and knock on wood, I don't know if we've had one problem that I've heard of so far.
Well, I think the part that you got right there was you don't know.
Are you guys shielding me from all the problems?
That's what we're supposed to do.
Okay.
Now we've had a couple of people who had some issues accessing the Dropbox link, but that's the nice thing about this. We're not just sending this to you in one format in one way. They're giving you multiple ways that you can access it, multiple ways that you can download it. So just making sure that everybody has the ability to get it. And so far, so good. Yeah.
That's cool. And Andy, I like this shirt before I let you go.
Thank you.
What are the little things on there?
These would be beach umbrellas.
Beach umbrella.
You're just getting back from vacation, but
you got one coming, don't you?
Yeah, I'm in pre-vacay mode 4 weeks from today, so start early. 4
weeks from today, man. All right, thanks, Andy.
All right.
5 questions you need to ask yourself every Monday. It's Monday. Now, some of you may watch this or listen to this on the podcast later in the week. You can use these 5 questions next Monday. Okay. Here's how fresh these are. Okay. I've written these on a piece of paper because this morning, as I got up and I started actually planning my week last night, I thought, what are the 5 questions I've asked myself last night and this morning? I put all these thoughts for the week together. And here they are. And I think these are worth sharing. And I hope that they help you. Number 1, what are my big priorities for the week? Every Monday, you need to ask yourself, what are my big priorities for the week? And then write them down. This is why it's helpful to get your hands on something like the Ryan Frank Productivity Playbook. Maybe, Andy, you can drop a link in for that. It's at kidsmatter.com in the leadership category. Because in that, I help you identify and write down your goals for the month, for the week, and for the day. So what are the big things that you would like to get done this week? Write them down. Writing them down is so important, and keeping them in front of you. Now, you don't want to have 25 big things you want to get done this week, unless you're feeling overly ambitious and have nothing else on your schedule. More than likely, it's going to be a smaller list of, you know what, these aren't the only things that I'm going to get done this week, but these are my big priorities. So you prioritize. It may help you as you go into your week to make a list for the week of an A list, a B list, and a C list. You don't have to do it this way. This is just an idea. Your A list being, these are my top priorities and the things I want to work on first. I talk a lot about eating the frog first. Mark Twain said, if you eat a live frog first thing every day, nothing worse can happen to you the rest of your day. And when you think of productivity, eating the frog first is, I'm going to do the most difficult task, the most important task first, the things on my A list. Your B list are things, if I get my A list done, these are things I want to get done. Your C list are things that are not as urgent, but they're on your to-do list and they need to be getting done. Now, if you will continue to work by your priorities and maybe do an A list, a B list, and a C list, what you'll find is that things won't stay on your C list. You'll constantly be moving things up, which is one secret of productivity. You don't want to keep things on your C list, okay, for too long. If you have things that have been on your to-do list for more than a month, you've got a problem and you need to get either set some new priorities or delegate, right? Or find some ways just to get that stuff done. But if I work on my A list and I've got a reasonable priority list of this is what I want to do this week, and when I get that done, I'm going to work on my B list. More than likely next week, the things that you didn't get done on your B list are going to move up to your A list. The things you didn't get done on your C list are going to move up to your B list. And it gets you in the cycle or the routine of being productive. So first question you'd ask yourself every Monday as I sip on my coffee with a Wesley Seminary coffee mug is, what are my big priorities for the week? Question number two, what can I delegate this week? What can I delegate this week? Delegating is so important. And as you look at your to-do list for the week, as you examine your priorities, what's on your list that someone else could do? What's something that a coworker could do? What's something that a volunteer could do? What are those things that are keeping me from doing the things that only I can do? Now, you don't have to have a paid staff to delegate. Some of the best people you'll ever delegate to are volunteers that believe in you, that share the vision that you have for the project and the task and the work that's ahead of you. And they are willing to step up and roll up their sleeves and get to work. What can you delegate? Now, delegation is a key to productivity and going to new levels in your leadership, because you've got to get to the point where you are doing what only you can do. If there are things on your to-do list that someone else can do, you really need to let them do it. It may not get done to the level that you would ideally like to see it get done. But listen, I heard John Maxwell several years ago say, if somebody can do something 80% as good as I can do it in my mind, I'm going to let them do it. Because otherwise, I'm a bottleneck at the top. Otherwise, I am not growing my capacity for more. So build a team and delegate. Now, you need to be careful that you aren't sloppy when you delegate. Make sure you're delegating the right tasks to the right people. Make sure that you're asking people to close the loop. The people in my office and that work with me a lot frequently hear me say that, please close the loop. In other words, let me know that gets done, because then if people don't let you know that they got something done, you never know if it got done. It may have, it may not, you don't know. Don't be sloppy when you delegate. But delegate, what can I delegate? That's the second question this week. What are some tasks that someone else can do. Yes, maybe I've got burnt in the past. It may not get done quite as good as I want it to. Maybe I'm a perfectionist, but you know what? I understand that I have to delegate in order to grow my capacity and be ready for more. Number three, who do I need to spend time with this week? Who do I need to spend time with this week? When we think about productivity and our list for the week, we often think of the whats and we forget the whos. Okay. But remember, as a pastor and as a ministry leader, there's something more important than the whats. There's something more important than the paperwork, and it is the people work. It's the people. We are shepherds. The leaders are shepherds. Who do you need to connect with this week? Who are you going to call this week? Who are you going to take to lunch this week? Who are you going to send a card to this week? Who are you going to spend some time with this week? Spending time with people. Time is such a valuable asset. I don't know if it's the most valuable asset, but it is an asset. And it's a valuable asset. And who you spend that time with is so important. Don't get so busy doing your paperwork and your programs and your planning and your purchasing and everything that you have to do to run your ministry that you forget to spend time with people. So every Monday, I would encourage you to make a list of some people that you really want to make a meaningful connection with this week. It doesn't mean that you have to take them each to lunch, although if you're going to go to lunch, you might as well take someone to lunch, right? If you're going to stop at Starbucks, you might as well meet somebody at Starbucks. But who can I call? Who can I send a card to? Who can I make some personal connections with? Number fourth question to ask yourself every week, every Monday. How can I support my team? How can I support my team? Are there people on my team waiting for answers from me? Are there things I can do for my pastor this week? Is there something I can do to lighten the load of the church secretary or administrator? What can I do to support my team? Maybe I can just choose to bless somebody and take something off somebody's plate. Maybe I can help somebody think through a problem that they're facing. Maybe I can help somebody do something that isn't in my job description and I technically don't have to do, but I'm going to offer myself and avail myself to do it. What are some things I can do this week to help support my team? Final question for every Monday. Number one, what are my big priorities for the week? Number two, what can I delegate this week? Number three, who can I spend time with this week? Number four, how can I support my team this week? And number five, what does God want for me this week? Lord, what are your plans for me this week? Lord, would you please order my steps? The scripture says that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Hey, Lord, what would you have for me this week? Would you please open my eyes to new windows of opportunity? Lord, would you open my eyes to doors that you place in front of me that need to be opened? Give me the courage and the boldness and the wisdom to know what door to answer and to step in and answer by faith. Lord, would you lead me to someone who needs to hear the gospel this week? Lord, would you help me minister to someone who's hurting and discouraged, who is at their wits' end? Maybe there's uncertainty about the future. Lord, lead me to those people. Give me the words to say. Lord, what would you have for me this week? I have made my plans. I have a lot of great ideas of what I can do this week and some things that I think need to be done to move this ministry forward. and to make my life better and to make a bigger difference in the lives of those around me. But God, first and foremost, I want to hear from you. So would you give me wisdom? Would you speak to me? Would you help me to prioritize my time with you this week? Friends, there are 5 good questions that you can ask yourself every Monday. Hope that you'll do that starting today. Listen, our team is adding new resources to kidsmatter.com even today. So be sure to go check it out. We have some brand new games on the site. One of those new games, there are 5 of these things. This game is called Trick Questions. Trick Questions. Kids love riddles and trick questions. This is a great on-screen game that you can use for Zoom. You can also use it in person. Here's a sample of how the game works. The answer to this question: what word is spelled wrong in the dictionary? Wrong. Wrong is spelled wrong. Okay, I'll put one for you. What is black, white? What is black and white and blue? All right, every one of these videos has 8 rounds. You can also get a 5-pack, all 5 of the videos. Kids love trick questions and riddles. Here's another good one. This is new. What will the tortoise choose? What will the tortoise choose? This tortoise, his name is Tank. I actually know the owners of this tortoise. He's a real live tortoise. He lives in Huntington Beach, California. And he's famous because of these videos. I don't know if he's famous, but the kids get to guess what kind of foods he's going to choose. Here's how the video Not a turtle. Like walking around. He does this thing with his neck. He does this thing with his neck. Okay, it's dinner time. Big loves to eat. Yeah, what he's gonna eat. The kids normally get. All right, is he gonna pick a fruit or a veggie? Might surprise you. Okay, 5 versions of that game. We have a new one, Bad Guy, Good Guy, Volume 2. Volume 2. This is actually a free download in August for Kids Matter Pro members. A bad guy is on the screen. The kids have to guess who is the good guy in the Bible story. A fun one. Lots of new games. Also, we have some other stuff that's new. Let's see here. What is new in the last week? The Secret Life of Kids Volunteer Recruitment Campaign Kit. As church comes back into the building, if you feel like you need to recruit, you might check out The Secret Life of Kids. It's a whole recruitment campaign kit with social media graphics and all kinds of good stuff. You can catch at the bottom of kidsmatter.com. The Kids Matter Podcast Network, the Ryan Frank Podcast, the Kids Matter Podcast. They are there with the show notes. Also, click that button right there. It'll take you to globalkidmenday.com so you can get signed up. If you're not signed up, it's not too late. And there are lots of options for COVID-19 and how your church, we are bringing conference quality training to your children's ministry team. Go check it out at globalkidmenday.com. Friends, thanks for joining me. Hope to see you tomorrow on the Coffee Chat. My guest tomorrow, Cal Otis. It's going to be a great conversation